This episode is supported by Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Tropical Smoothie Cafe wants to celebrate summer with you. This week only, July 22nd to 28th, Tropic Rewards members get a free Island Punch smoothie with bowl or food purchase. Peach, guava, passion fruit, mango, and pineapple. Order in the app, online, or in cafe. You're on Tropic time now.
Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little Abba-Zabbas. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is your new best friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon by Jeffrey Chu. Yes, I am on Patreon. All sorts of fun stuff over there. You can get episodes of The Friend Zone. That's my bonus Patreon podcast. There's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. I'm going to start up those Q&A live streams, interactive live streams again very soon. And you can submit carbohydrates and more fun stuff. Pictures of my puppy, exclusive pictures of my new puppy. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. Do an annual subscription, get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
I would like to say hello to my guest, Janet Varney. Hello. Welcome back.
Thank you. And by the way, Abba-Zabbas, that's going to be tough to beat.
I know. Do you... Wait, Abba-Zabbas have like that pearlescent white coating with peanut butter inside?
I believe that's right. But I was purely speaking from a hello, my little Abba-Zabbas.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's a very
rolls
compelling.
off the tongue. I know. When I saw it, I was like, that's the winner.
Yeah.
That's the winner.
It's great.
Hi, Jordan.
Hi. Have you done hello, my little ding dongs?
I don't. You know, we formerly had a carb
Sure, we
czar,
have.
and then she had to retire. The pressures of the job of the office. So
did she leave behind her document? That
yes,
she did.
I have like a full.
So there's an
spreadsheet.
opening, folks, for a carb czar.
I got to check if we've. I don't think we've done ding dongs.
Kind of, it's fun to call people ding. Also call people ding.
Very musical. Those are both very musical.
Right.
Abba zabba ding dong.
See?
Please,
beautiful.
Please keep singing that song.
Okay. What are some other desserts?
Quick.
Chocodile, popsicle, push, pop, drumstick. That's as much as I can do. Yeah, I went ice cream.
Yeah, that was smart.
It's hot out.
Welcome back, Jordan Morris.
Good to be here. You ding dongs. Yeah, bunch of ding dongs.
That's me.
Oh
he
my
is to
God.
my right. I swear to
Looking
God.
at me while she said tone. You are a mess.
I get hung up on this situation, and I'm pointing to Daniel and Tony. I always, you know
Too
why?
many husbands.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got too many husbands.
And now you've got them both in the same room doing the same thing? No.
No, it's because
they're not doing the same thing, but you know what I mean.
I start usually by saying hello to the person in Janet's chair. Then I go to Jordan, and then my face goes to the right, and I go, Tony, wait, no. He comes right before me.
Right.
And then I turn back, and then it's mayhem at that point. Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Great. And Tony.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
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 Where's the sound effect?
Oh, yeah.
I know. You've been
I've been
away.
gone. Yeah,
You've
I
forgotten
forgot.
how we do it.
Yeah,
Let's
I
just hear
forgot.
something.
It's the longest it's ever
Tony,
taken.
play some kind of drop.
That's right.
Oh, man.
There you go.
I'm a
Meta.
broken
Great choice.
record. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here we are. We have gathered here
Whole week
Oh,
later.
somber.
to do a show.
Why do I feel like I'm in trouble?
This is going.
Is this an intervention?
It feels like an intervention. Is that how it works, where you get a series of people and only one person is doing the intervention for a group?
Oh my
That's like
God.
the reverse of what I've heard.
That is smart.
You're just going to confront us all about
Yeah.
our bullshit.
No, but that's like rise and grind culture interventions. Because
Right. Maximizing.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Knock it out.
Your
We feel better because we're not the
Right.
only one
Right.
Misery
getting
loves
shit
company.
on.
yeah.
That's true.
But if one person tried to pull an intervention on 4 people, what are the chances it would be effective? Because wouldn't the 4 people just get together and be like, fuck her?
Yes, well, that's why they don't do
Yeah,
it.
probably.
You don't know that's why.
Let's go out drinking.
Yeah.
Let's go get
See
fucked
anything
up.
wrong with you, bro?
Right, you're great. You're great. You're great. She's uptight.
Yeah.
The people,
Shot.
the people that love you could not be here today.
Yeah.
Except I can, and I am worried about you.
No, it's true.
And Just undermine
Speaking
you.
of fart noises,
Oh.
so Janet, something that you might not know about Daniel, even though you did go to high school with him, is that he comes up with $1 million Shark Tank style business ideas.
Oh, I did invent something
nonstop. The most recent set of them, I was forbidden from speaking about because he
Someone
actually
will steal the
thinks-
idea.
Well,
Exactly.
I have a loose connection to reality. I'm realizing because I was like, I had this idea. I'm like, I should actually do that, and for some reason, I believed that I could make this thing happen.
You can.
I'm not sure how.
If we could rewind for a second.
Yes.
Here's what you said. Speaking of fart noises.
Yeah. Well, so
Dan has these epic Shark Tank level, and I was like, fart. She's going to say farts or fart
How is she
noises.
gonna
Hi,
pull it
sharks. And
together?
then he just
Like,
farts.
that's how she rates farts. I was
Oh
like,
my God.
I am
I'm out.
talking
This is a Shark
Real
Tank fart.
Housewives level. And
This is more of a Family Feud fart.
Yes.
But then you got a House of the Dragon fart.
I really,
What are you talking about?
yeah. Prestige farts is what you're talking
Prestige.
about.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, I just was,
Versus a
and then I
syndicated fart.
Right.
still thought, is it have to do with fart noises?
It has to do
sort
with
of
fart.
tangentially.
Well,
Okay.
so your idea from this morning.
Well, I'll
or
talk about
yesterday.
it because this is a little bit more further out of my reach.
So
The
you
one
don't
idea I
think-
had
okay.
earlier, I feel like I could pull it off somehow. I don't know how, but maybe. This one I couldn't. But if anyone out there has money and you want to invest in a prototype, this is the idea.
HHU, hit him up.
You want to tell what the idea is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. This would be a toilet that would go.
Love it
in
already, first of all.
Probably a master bathroom, and
We
it is.
don't use that term.
That's right.
And it is
Primary.
a competitive. It is a competitive toilet. So when you go to the bathroom, you scan in, you do a little thumbprint,
Gamification, okay.
and then it measures the amount that goes through
you're
per
offloading.
person, and then there's like a leaderboard that goes up, so that you can, when you go in, it's
Right.
just like I've got to beat her every day and see who wins. And then
So
at
I
the end
think
of the
like
week-
families do that with like smartwatches for exercise,
Right.
right?
Yes.
You can like, me and my sister, we
It's like another
log
way to
our,
close your
But
ring.
why
log our
waste
walks.
all that time in the bathroom when you could be
Be winning.
competing?
Winning.
And you get
You could be winning.
badges, and maybe you
Yeah, you get badges. Yeah, exactly. You get like
The poop
trophies.
emoji.
sure,
Right.
So
Like-
this, and
Well,
then-
like if it happened to be the biggest of the week, you get a special prize.
right.
Oh wow! I
Thank you for keeping it classy.
Sure.
I hadn't-
A gift certificate
Under
to
the
Outback Steakhouse. Congratulations on your giant shits.
Oh,
Have a bloomin' onion on us.
But you just found the fly in the ointment because that people won't trust it because the company that manages it will be selling all of the information they're
right.
collecting.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's all
Oh
the
right,
pleasure
right.
too.
Suddenly you're getting like Metamucil
I don't want people to
ads.
know the size of my dumps.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it was judging it qualitatively.
Honey,
I thought it
technology
was-
can
like
do
the
whatever.
health of your leavings too.
I just
can
thought it was
judge.
like looking at a water displacement situation. Or,
The health of it probably would
Yeah.
be a way, like it,
Well,
it
yeah,
could
I guess
sync with
for
your Apple
my-
Watch, and
for
you
my
could
Yeah,
know.
it's
Cat.
filtering through everything.
My cat's litter is that kind of litter that changes colors to give you indicators of her health.
that what? What does it offer?
So I think if it turns a color, it means maybe there's something wrong with her like kidneys.
Oh, my God.
But thankfully her litter colors are all normal. She's a very healthy gal.
This is Bug.
This is Bug the cat. Bug, honey, don't. Yep. She's got a drop and everything. Immortalized in a drop. How lucky am I? But, in this day and age where we're all trying to, and I'm holding up my giant cup here, we're all trying to drink more water. We're all trying to be regular gut health.
It's almost like you're a Stanley girly.
I'm an SM girly, actually. This is a simple modern.
I like the
Hell yeah.
Is that a hunter green?
It is a hunter green, yeah.
I like
Slightly,
it.
a more masculine color for a masculine man.
Right.
And so, but I think we're all, wanting to be healthier. So I think if it
Sure.
monitored your, how clear is this urine? How,
Well, there is
how
a
Right.
okay. so
regular
there's
are
this-
these turds?
I went in for a physical, and they were like, "You can either." I don't know if you know this. I'm a little bit older. I'm at the colonoscopy age.
No, we all are because they've lowered it to 45 and they didn't tell anyone. They
So they were
decided
like-
to play that one close to the vest.
So they were like, "You could either make an appointment for a colonoscopy, or," and I'm really interested in the or. you could do this thing where you mail your poop to this place, and then they analyze it.
Just like Jared Leto preparing for a role.
Yes, I think Jared Leto. You mail it to Jared Leto.
And then he mails it to Cameron Diaz.
Wait, I don't know this reference.
Chain letter poop.
So
If you don't
to the
sell
person above you.
have to send it to 10 of your friends.
or else you'll have bad poop luck.
That's right.
So I think Jared Leto is famously very method, right? He's kind of one of those.
Do you have a drop for an eye roll?
Oh boy! So I
Whatever
think
that verb
as the
sounded.
story goes, when he was preparing to play the twisted character we call the Joker, he was like doing these really crazy pranks to the other people in the movie. Like he was mailing them gross stuff. I don't think it was like, actually shit, but it was like
I think
I
it's like
don't
used
care.
condoms.
used
I feel like.
condoms and like dead.
How is that even
animals.
legal? That's probably
I
not
think
legal.
it's not legal, and I
Right.
think he was being a piece of shit.
What an exasperating
I
person.
know, yeah. And then like he's in that movie for 5 minutes too, so it's
But
like
he like quietly runs a cult, like an actual cult.
He
does
does.
he?
Oh yeah, look up Jared Leto cult. He and his brother. There's like an island. I don't know if he owns the island or something. And people, his super fans, will go and they wear like white
Okay, well,
robes.
it's not surprising. If
and-
I look
yeah.
surprised, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
No, nothing would really surprise you.
Ugh,
Have you ever met him?
no.
No, nor have I.
Nope, no plans.
Yeah.
No
I
plans to.
weirdly have.
Really?
Tony, tell us everything.
Oh, because 30 Seconds to Mars
We've played
is his
festivals
band.
with them.
And?
We once shared an airport shuttle from a festival.
How was he? Was he weird?
Yes, he was perfectly nice to us, and just this van ride to the airport. But it was a little weird and awkward. I remember at one point one of his songs happened to come on the radio, and he like turned it up extremely loud.
Oh my god! Oh, that's lame.
I will say it was somewhat a bit because then he only did it for a few seconds and he turned it down. He's like,
His
sorry,
songs
it's just
have played
still
on the
so
radio?
cool when that happens.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised by that too. Would
I
we
didn't
know his
think-
song?
Probably not, but they've had songs though.
I
They've
kind
had
of
a few
remember
singles.
a time when like they were on rock and roll radio,
yeah,
and
like
MTV
probably
and
like
stuff.
2006,
12. Call back to
Yeah.
another episode. Oops.
7, probably
Okay.
something
Right.
like that. Yeah.
So, anyway, he was mailing his poop. Okay, so back to your mail.
Well, I
That's
thought
an option. That's
yeah.
definitely
So
an
I was
option.
like, I'll do the thing that doesn't make me have to go to starve myself for half a day and then go to place and whatever. And so they mail me this box.
It's big.
Yeah, it's like this, styrofoam container, I'm sure, with the instructions and all the shovels, I don't know, and bags.
How
And
do you go to the bathroom?
I don't know what, but I don't know, like,
He circles 4 times and then he puts his hands down, makes a little
I
triangle.
have not been able to motivate myself to do this thing.
It's
So
been sitting
I'm-
in our bathroom, or is it in our closet
just the
now
idea
for
of,
like 8 months.
of collecting it and sending it through the mail. Fine, I'll do a colonoscopy. Like, I'm just not.
Yeah.
My question, and perhaps listeners who are, what kind of doctor? Is there-
Shit
Gastroenterologist.
doctor.
Yeah, if you're a poop doctor, let us know. Because last night we were talking about it when Daniel finally announced, you know what, I'm just going to get a colonoscopy. And I was like, does the poop test actually work? Because you said they can,
So-
basically that just tells you whether you should get a colonoscopy.
Yeah, the way it was explained is like they can test for certain indicators, and if those show up positive, then you will be told to get a colonoscopy. If not, they don't think there's any reason to, which seems like, I don't know, sketchy. I guess the
It's
thing
like
about
a way for insurance companies not to pay for colonoscopies.
I'm just certain I have cancer right now. You know how you get to a certain age where like your body starts feeling weird all the time because you're just old, and you're like, well, that must be cancer. So I just want to I just want to know for sure that I don't.
Daniel's grandfather perished of a heart attack at like what, 50?
56.
Right. So my thing has been, Daniel, if you're going to go to the doctor, have them check your heart. But Daniel is just focused on the
Focused
big
on
C.
shit.
Well, all my levels, I did have my blood work done. My levels are fine. I
Okay.
don't have. There's nothing. I mean, I will get my heart work, but I'm just. The thing about cancer is you can have it and not know it. So that's why it's freaky,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You would just think by now everyone which is you just go in, they go "Preep," and they could just test. Do
Total
you have
body
it?
scan,
Yeah.
quick little,
They do have that. It's just not quick or cheap. I'll see
They should do it.
I feel like Lucy Hale, you guys from Pretty Little Liars, another reference to another show. Was it her? I feel like or like Maria Menounos. I think maybe Esther Pavitsky. I feel like people are being gifted full body scans because then they do what appears to be a sponsored post about it.
Yeah, they probably are.
They
Let's
probably
do
are.
that. Wouldn't you
be
want to
an
know that?
influencer.
I don't.
I think the only thing that people say about doing that is that there are a lot of like gentle, benign abnormalities that our bodies have that once you get that scan, then it's like we have a long list of,
we got to get
of
all this tested.
nodule and this thing and then this thing, and that might be nothing, but you might want to get that checked. So I think that's the only like deterrent, maybe.
I think so too. I was thinking about this recently with the vet that we normally take Wendy to is, how old do you think he is? 75?
Oh my God.
He's close to retirement.
Yeah.
But he's great.
Late 70s.
He's great, I think. He seems very wise and sensible and doesn't like freak you out or anything. But he's always just like, yeah, she looks good. They're sweet dogs, you know. And then we've taken her to a couple of vets closer who are younger, and they are much more like, she has a dot on her eye.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever pointed this out? And I'm like, no. Like all these things that make me go, wait, is he not thorough in the same way that, because they are all much more thorough. And then I think, is he not? Because they're pointing out all these things on her. And it's sort of similar to our pediatrician. How old is she? 80?
Yeah.
She's like between 75 and 80.
Yeah.
She has heard it all. Nothing phases her. No matter what you tell her, all kids have that. You know?
Yeah.
But one time we took Owen in because he needed immunization to like get registered for preschool. No, it doesn't. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I want to make that clear. He needed a shot. And they did a checkup while he was there. And the other doctor, who's a lot younger, pointed some stuff out. Like he's a little below where he should be on the percentile for height. And if he hasn't caught up by this time, you might want to consider getting this kind of scan. Anyway, all of this is a very long roundabout way of saying, I'm wondering, is this a difference between older practitioners and younger ones? And is there actually some wisdom to the older ones knowing what not to flag?
I think it's a great question. I've had that exact same thought myself. I was once sent to a dermatologist who was very, very old, and he like loudly farted while he was looking at my skin. You know,
my
And I was like,
my
"Oh,
dermatologist-
no."
kind of the bear kind of fart.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, and there was he had a nurse practitioner in there with him, and so we both had to pretend. It was like worse having a third person there,
Right.
because then you're like, oh, we both
You
heard
can't
that,
look or
and we
you'll crack
can't
up.
acknowledge it. Yeah,
It's supposed to be good for the pores, though. It's like, you know, not many
Sulfur is
derm.
great for the skin.
that's why he
Yes.
said you're welcome. See, I didn't know
You're gonna
why
be
he was saying
glowing
you're
when
welcome.
you walk out of here.
Yeah.
Have you had
Yeah.
like skin cancer issues?
No.
Growing up, see,
I mean, and I get checked. I do get checked once a year.
because you're fair skinned like me, growing up in Tucson, and I've had tons, like
Oh yeah,
little
were you
basal
out in the
cell.
sun a lot?
I mean, yeah, I guess I got a lot of sunburns.
Yeah.
So
I think I was to a certain age, and then I just promptly stopped. It feels
Going
like
up?
I just stopped. I stopped being outside.
I did, yeah. Well, I had a very old dermatologist, and I had this thing on my cheek, and it wasn't healing. And so I went into him and I said, you know, I think it might be skin cancer or something. He literally laughed at me.
Oh, no.
He's like, so he gave me some cortisone cream, and I was like, well, I
no.
think it might be. So I went to another one. He immediately was like a younger one,
Yeah,
and he was like, he did a biopsy. It was, and I always think about that
Yeah.
motherfucker.
So wait, what happened with your old farting dermatologist?
that was a one-time thing. I immediately found a different dermatologist. I would say she's a middle-aged woman, but she also has her PAs do almost everything. So she has like women in their early 30s,
Right.
doing all the inspection kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I do think, I mean, I understand what you're saying, especially about, and the vet thing too is hard because also there's a sense of like, how much can anyone spend on a You know what I'm saying? So there's and like I don't have children, so I'm happy to spend money on an animal
Right.
that I probably wouldn't or couldn't otherwise do. But even so, there's just sometimes there's a level of like, well, you're going to want to get this,
Right.
and this checked, and they run it all by you, and then you're like,
without
what
telling
do
you
I really need
right,
to get
what's your
done? And they're like,
priority?
honestly,
Just
two
rotate
of
the
these
tires.
things.
Yeah.
Like 2 of these things is what you need to do. And you're like, okay, I guess I wish that you hadn't told me all these other things because now I feel like a bad parent
Well, it's interesting.
not,
My therapist is always saying, think about who increases your anxiety versus who decreases your anxiety.
And what are you supposed to do with that information?
Well, like if you're going to a pediatrician and you're constantly leaving freaked out, then maybe that's not the right fit.
So you
for
leave that person?
Yeah, like you want. Oh, it's been a fun marriage. But
There's never a great time to do this.
Yeah, but I think
At least we got some good content out of it.
Yes.
It's all about the content.
I think I like the idea of receiving more information. Like I don't necessarily like the idea of this other person deciding which is important and which isn't.
Yeah.
And the idea of something being missed freaks me out. At the same time, it is more anxiety provoking, like you're saying, to receive a list of a bunch of things that maybe so that someone older who's been doing it longer doesn't feel.
Well, is there a
warrant.
happy medium? Like, how young are we talking about for these younger vets?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
they're
is
really
there like
not,
a 45
right?
year old
Probably.
that
yeah.
just the right fit, who's like
Right.
very plugged into all of the new everything, but
Yeah.
also seasoned enough to be like, look,
I recently
That's what we
switched from
need.
an old vet to a young vet.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Are you
this-
having a similar experience?
Yeah, I'm liking the young vet, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, and maybe this is what we're all going through with Biden here. Not to date
oh
this.
no,
But no, I do just like the younger vet made me feel better. The office is a little bit nicer.
my vet has
The
green
decor
hair.
is a
She's
little
very
bit-
cool, and she did save my cat's
That's
life.
what you want.
when I
Green-haired
had
vet. Yes,
she's very cool. And when my cat was sick, she had an idea. She was like, I wonder if it was one of those things, and it was so random. And then it was that, and like my cat survived.
Wow.
I can't.
What
I wish
was
I could
it?
tell you. I wish I could tell you. I would have
Okay.
to like go back because my cat died possibly
sorry.
in 2012,
My
Oh,
old
so this is a while
possibly
ago.
2012, if
Okay.
not that 2013.
my old vet
R.I.P.
would pitch me a movie every
Yeah.
time I came in.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't even know if he knew that I was in the industry.
He just anyone.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's everybody.
That's so.
Yeah.
Did he have good
funny.
ideas?
It was like a cultural thing that I couldn't speak to, but he was very. It was like
Like, okay, so it takes place at the Kentucky Derby.
like,
yeah.
I can't. I don't know.
It was something about the conflict between the Sikhs and the Hindus. Yeah, that I maybe couldn't speak to the validity
That's
of,
probably- yeah,
or
true.
what his side of it was.
Yeah.
But he was, and he would lay out this whole fucking thing. It was like longer than the visit about the cat. Him pitching
Yeah.
this movie to me.
No.
What a nightmare.
Oh no.
My new vet, no movie ideas
No
as far
movie
as I know.
ideas. Just
Yet.
interested in the
No
animal.
movie ideas yet.
Yeah, it's coming.
That's right.
Hmm.
You never know.
Oh, you
The
write for
competitive
Teen Titans
toilet.
Go?
We've invented
Here's
a
my
competitive
idea.
toilet.
Competitive toilet. I feel like the competitive toilet would be something people would buy.
I have
think so.
mild. I kind of don't even want to say it. Maybe you can cut this out. But I have mild eating disorder concerns about that.
Oh,
I have mild people with eating disorders being like, yes, thank you. I will track how much weight I'm losing. I will track how
Right.
many
Could-
pounds
there could be an obsessive-
I will take more laxatives.
well, I did think about that. Like Duolingo has this gamification of learning languages, and it makes you want to practice and learn more. The gamification, and I'm like, does gamifying pooping, is that like, do you want something that's going to make you want to poop more? That's probably not the best thing.
And if you're running behind, if you pardon the expression,
Yeah.
someone else, are you actually making yourself more anxious?
Right.
Like,
Right.
I gotta catch up. Why am I so blocked now? Because
Right.
you're like trying too
Or it's
hard.
like, why are you going in the bathroom with a can of beans? It's like,
Yeah.
like trying
That's
to
what I was going to
get
say.
points.
Yeah, you just
If
just
this toilet is as
bypass-
smart as you say, it's gonna know right away.
Yeah,
It's
like,
gonna know it's undigested.
beans. That was
Yeah.
beans.
Yeah.
Undigested
It
beans.
spits
Too
it
much
back
Del
out at you.
Taco.
That's right.
I still think you got something there.
This is
So-
the voice.
But
There's
offline, I
something there.
gotta hear about the one that's too good and too
So
secret to
ridiculous.
say.
So stupid.
to
It's
say
that
in
same idea,
person.
but for
To say
jacking
it.
off.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh God! It's just a little
Exactly.
weight
You
you,
know
put
me.
on your tummy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Janet was, and initially Janet was going to come on a Monday interview episode, and then we had to reschedule. But I had solicited questions for
questions.
Janet,
Oh.
and I know Jordan, you're here too, so I feel like some of these questions could work for both of you.
Janet
I
and
would
I
love-
have had
we are-
parallel careers
Yes,
in
we
many
have.
ways.
We've
I
known
think
each other for many
that's
years.
True.
So let's take some questions from our fans.
When we ask, they send them in. They're wondering how you have been. So thanks so much for answering these questions from our fans.
Yay! I love Janet and Jordan.
Yes.
I love that her
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
I love that her this is from the Young Ward. I love that her podcast is on the Maximum Fun Network. It's my favorite podcast network. How
There
did
we
she?
go. It does work.
How did she end up moving from Nerdist to Max Fun?
Boy, I mean, I think I don't know. I mean, I wish I could say
Nerdist,
that it
like,
was
folded, right?
I think I wish I could say like, oh, it was an active choice.
Yeah, I think
but I'm a very
Nerdist
passive
is a still
person
low
when it comes to that.
website that does like
Yeah.
entertainment news and
But it was
stuff
like,
like
yeah,
that. But now there's
we're
no
not
more
doing content.
podcasts.
And but that being said, it was a huge relief because I was like, okay, thank God, because also part of leaving is sometimes that this company owns part of your thing. So when it folded, everything reverted back. So there was no there never had to be that awkward conversation because I'm very bad at awkward conversations. So it never had to be like, hi, I'd like to divorce from this podcast network. But I certainly did not shop around. I think I had already talked to the people at Maximum Fun, like, and was like, hey, can I come over now? Like, finally I can come over. So, it's a wonderful network. I love them. And of course, Jordan Morris, also a huge Max Funner.
Yeah, that's right.
You're Mr. Max Fun.
That's
Mr.
true.
Max Fun.
They call me that around the old watering hole.
I was just watching something recently that was filmed at your building.
Yes.
Lots of stuff gets filmed.
I know. What was it? Do
So,
you know?
I have a story about that. Maybe I won't say. I'll tell you guys off mic who the
Okay.
guest was who did this. But we were recording an episode of Jordan Jesse Go with a guest, and like a couple hours after we recorded, the email thread with the guest said, "I knew I saw your building from. I knew your building from somewhere," and he sent us a still of porn where you could see the same view.
Oh,
So it was
wow.
filmed at the same, on a different floor, a different office. So
That
Max
wasn't what
Fun
I was thinking.
is in a very beautiful building near MacArthur Park.
Yeah.
Gorgeous view. And
I don't know what's worse, that they knew it so well.
Right.
Right.
Or that they knew the view so well.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like,
not
it cancels
compelling.
itself out.
Yeah.
It's like,
Building-
oh, you were paying attention to the view. It's like reading Playboy for the article. It's
Sure.
like, you
It's a strange
watch porn
thing
for the
to
beautiful
know.
views.
Yeah.
I
Get
watch
out-
porn
get out
for
of
the
the way.
architecture.
Watching that porn too much.
Get out of the way, nude people.
If only that guy's dick were smaller,
Yeah.
then I could really see MacArthur Park.
Yeah.
The building has this architectural thing with the windows where you can see these concrete sort of
Yeah, it's
arches.
a breeze block.
So it's very
Yeah, so it is very
distinctive.
recognizable. Again, this is like a lot of attention to be paid to pornography.
I wish
Well,
I
this
could
one-
remember
I mean,
what
maybe
it
we
was,
should all
though.
take a minute while enjoying pornography to
to
just
see,
really
yeah,
figure
You know,
take
the
in the production
house.
values.
Yeah.
What have we watched recently?
Well, we watched Baby Reindeer, but it certainly wasn't that.
No.
I
don't
watched an
know.
old Jaws ripoff from the 80s called Alligator.
Oh, I've heard of Al. Yeah, I've heard of Alligator.
Alligator's
I've never
kind
seen
of
it.
a hoot.
Is
Robert
it fun?
Forster is the lead.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's neat. They have a bunch of different weird alligator puppets that they use.
Weird alligator. Weird alligator.
Yes, weird alligators.
Making sure we got
They
that.
do all their alligator parody songs.
It's a parody of Jaws.
And you could see the building in the background from
That's
that.
neat.
So
it wasn't
anyway.
Palm
Is the
Royale,
alligator
was it?
in MacArthur?
No, was
Lake?
it Dead?
It is, yeah, that's
That's
part. But they say it's
What did we
Chicago,
watch
but they
before that?
changed nothing.
I understand. I understand.
Can't even remember.
Be interesting if
we
you could
haven't
get
watched
into
anything
porn
in a
based
while.
on like I'd love it. Because you have any porn set in Chatsworth? I understand a lot of porn happens there. I love those rocks. Like you could,
Yeah.
if that was your thing, was like
Geolocate.
geolocating your porn. I mean,
Right.
there's a lot, not just the valley, but like I want to be near where Charlie Manson's family lived.
Or the
You know.
Grand Canyon.
Or the Grand Canyon.
So beautiful. So
How many
majestic.
people do you think have shot a load into the Grand Canyon? I bet a bunch.
Oh, for centuries.
It's a big canyon. It's got to be.
Thank you for dignifying it with history.
Yeah.
If you're a huge fan of national parks, that's got to be a goal, right?
How do you think it became the Grand Canyon?
Oh, God.
How many people there versus Niagara Falls?
Oh, that's another good place to finish up.
Way more. Way more.
Certainly a wetter one.
Yeah.
Kathleen Brakefield says favorite past coworkers.
Kathleen, hello.
Do you want to go to this one? It's directed at you
Well, I think
specific,
we're
but I
both
can.
supposed to.
Well, of course, Janet Varney and I have
I would
worked
say
together.
Jordan Morris, certainly past, present, and future. I feel very confident in saying.
Yeah. Let's see. Who have I? I've worked with. I really cherish the time I spent with Blaine Capatch.
Oh, what a joy.
We were on a writing staff together. This guy is so funny
Yes, he
all
is.
the time.
Naturally can't help
He's
himself.
So
Brilliant.
funny constantly, just doing jokes and physical bits, and he's such a sweet, wonderful man. One of the funniest humans to ever have been born. I love that guy so much.
I need to meet this guy because I've heard this about him numerous
Yeah.
times, and yet I'm still Blaine Capatchless.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
we-
he'd be
yeah.
great on the show sometime.
Yeah, he absolutely would. He's great.
Got to make that happen.
That's a great one. I'll go recent and say I was on a show called Platonic with Rose Byrne.
neat.
Not say enough good things about Rose Byrne. The most wonderful, just like fantastic. You'd think that it was her also first job. Like there's no sense of being proprietary about this, per project. Like she's one of us, you guys. You know
Just
what I
a
mean?
working,
hear.
just a
Get her
working
on the pod,
stiff
too.
out there,
I
making them
cannot
laugh.
say enough good
Who did
things.
you
And
find?
everyone loves her. It's one of those things where you get on a set
Yeah.
that's already going and you're like, oh, I see. Everyone
Wow.
just the way people talk. Like they're like, and Rose is coming in. So you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Like this is amazing. You
That's
know?
nice to hear.
She sets a great example. Yeah.
You hear a lot of the other things, so it's nice to hear when someone's
Yeah. Cannot say enough good things.
Yeah.
Okay, Scott Marquez says, love Janet and Jordan.
Yes.
Hey, Scotty.
Really appreciate that she did a signing in the Antelope Valley for her fans. What snack/food would she love to try from the world of Avatar in real life?
Oh, what a great
It's a
question.
really good question.
Are you going to have an answer for this?
I
can't
don't
know
think
how-
I've
I don't
watched
know
enough
how-
Avatar
yeah.
to know about the food.
I mean, there's
but
a
yeah.
lot.
I-
To your point earlier, there's a lot I could think I don't want, like seal jerky.
Ew.
I'm gonna say some of those, just a beautiful like table full of like dim sum, but also like pastry puffs, like the sweet version,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like little dumplings of deliciousness and little that stuff always looks really good. And I am a sucker for like quantity. Like I still respond as I did to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like I still
Right.
respond like, oh my God, there's a whole table. And we
Sure.
recently spoke on a different show about a buffet. Like I very much respond to like, oh my goodness. Oh, I couldn't, even if I only have the appetite for like one thing, there's still a sense of like,
fun
it's
to
all
see
here.
it,
It's
yeah.
just all here. Yeah.
It excites even me. I cannot stop talking about the fact I was doing the keto diet for a period of time, and I was very strict about it. Like I really wasn't even touching anything sugary, carby, and yet calling people carbs week in, week out. It was truly a dark
Torture.
night of the
It
soul.
was, your
Yeah, it
own
would
personal
be.
hell you've
I
created for
was,
yourself.
I was using those keto sticks to test my pee. I could have used it at the toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And we went to Connecticut for Christmas that year, and Daniel's aunt, is it your aunt? Yeah. His aunt has this holiday party every year,
Oh,
and there's this room with this table, and it was just like sweets all up and down the table. And the
you're okay.
Terry
sorry.
Lou, yeah.
You're talking about
and then also in the windowsills, these like jars of, it was like being inside a candy
like
shop.
bonbons
And with like little
pies
petty
and-
petty fours and little
Yeah.
cakes, and I have a picture of it. And I did not. I
think
took a
about
picture.
that.
I just ate shrimp cocktail
Oh,
party.
that's
I did,
rough.
and with minimum sauce. I didn't have anything. And then I was like, I went off. I had been doing this for like 6 to 8 months. I went off of it like the next day or something, or at some point. But I have a picture, and I still think about that room full of desserts.
Yeah.
Still think about it.
Yeah.
It's been years.
Next time, I hope you'll let yourself.
I know.
Take that message from the universe. Today is a day I'm going to
Have a
do
bite.
this.
Have a
Yeah.
bite.
I know, but that's your point of quantity. Like, it
Can be. It definitely triggers that, and it is a very little kid feeling. Like I
Totally.
can feel the adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Lee Bruns says the cancellation of Stand Against Evil ended on a cliffhanger. Is there any place to read or see the story end?
Lee, maybe I should work with Jordan and Dana to make a graphic novel.
I mean, that's kind of a
Maybe.
killer fucking idea,
Has
isn't
Dana
it?
done written comics?
He has done comics.
I feel like he has,
He
yeah.
did, and I never read this, but I always heard him talking about it, and I wanted to get it. Maybe this is my sign to actually get it. I think he did a comic of the original draft of Planet of the Apes that I think
Sounds
Rod
right.
Serling wrote. And yeah, I remember hearing him talk about it on his show, and I always have to go, I should get that, and I never did.
Yeah. Well,
So when here's the lesson: when you hear someone talking about a comic on a podcast, just go out and get
It's so
it.
easy.
But
It's
what if
so
they haven't
easy.
written one, Jordan?
but what if there's a new one that they want to? They don't
What
even
if
know yet
there
that they
is
want to
one
read.
that the guy wrote that you should? I'm talking about me.
What is it?
Oh, it's called Youth Group, and
my God.
it's a graphic novel. I thought we were going to plug later.
Now,
I
hold
was
on.
just doing a pre-plug.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm not that much of a graphic novel person. I'll tell you what I like. I like
Right.
Buffy. I like comedy horrors. I love Stand Against Evil. It's a perfect example.
Stand Against Evil.
What if I need to scratch that itch? What if I need something? And I lean YA.
Janet, I have just the book.
I'm
for
sorry
you.
you can't help me.
It's
What?
called Youth
Say
Group.
again?
It's a YA horror comedy from me and artist Bowen McGurty about teenage exorcists.
What?
They're in a goofy Bible study group, but they have to do exorcisms. That's the twist.
This sounds like it's made for me.
It is made for you and all the listeners. From
But I can't.
sea to shining sea.
But I can't get it easily, can I?
Janet, it's available wherever you get books.
What, like online?
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your
What if I
local
have
indie bookstore.
Yeah, I was going to
It's
say.
available
what if
there.
I like Skylight Books?
It's available at Skylight Books.
Okay, this is very exciting and unplanned.
This was really, and natural.
Weirdly, really was unplanned.
that was really nice.
Nothing
Thank
has
you,
ever
Janet.
sounded
Thank you,
bigger.
Janet.
That was in fact unplanned.
No, it truly was.
Thank you.
Unplanned.
Yes.
I'll back that
I
up.
loved Stand Against Evil. Is such a funny show.
very
I know.
fun
and
show
and
to
a
do. Very
bummer
fun
this
show.
didn't get to wrap up. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think comic is a great idea.
That could
and
be. This could be Lee, my darling. You've changed our lives. We're gonna do it.
It's gonna
This
happen.
is life. This has been life changing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking at the clock. Unfortunately, Janet is going to have to skedaddle soon, and it sounds like I'm kicking her out. But
Skedaddle
really,
sounds like a carp. Go ahead.
it does. Hello, my little skedaddles.
Skedaddles. That has to have been a candy at some point.
You think?
Skedaddle. Remember when Owen called Skittles squiddles?
Squiddles. Yes.
Oh,
It was pretty cute. Okay, so let's do Podcast Pals product picks.
Yes. Podcast Pals product picks.
All right.
Did you see? I posted this today. Owen comes up to me today. He goes, "Daddy, Daddy," and I go, "Yes, sweetie," and he goes, "What does owl poop feel like?"
Oh God, you want background information immediately.
It's like, first of all, I am flattered that you think I know literally everything. Yeah, he really wanted to know. He was very disappointed. I go, I don't know. It's like,
Did he
But were
find
you
something
like,
that he
what
thought?
is exactly like? What is
Why
the
do you need
context?
to know this?
Exactly.
I actually know
what is
the
in your
context.
hand.
But he's been
You do.
telling me since yesterday that it feels like grass. I think he was testing you.
oh, but why does he need to
Sounds
know
like
that?
he failed.
For some reason, he wants a jar of bones or something. Is this for
I
the
love him.
haunted houses that
I
they're
am
Children are
making?
so
love
weird.
him.
He wants a jar of bones, and he's talking about owl pellets, which are these little things that he told me this, but we dissected them in 5th grade. They're like these little sort of oval shaped owl poops that are filled with little bones.
I think that comes out through the mouth.
I was going to say, is it like
Oh.
a cough
think
up
they, like-
situation?
That's right. Like a hair
we
ball.
dissected them too. That was a part of
Okay.
Can I just say,
science class.
owls are more and more like cats every day.
Yeah.
They're the cats of the sky.
When you look up and you see a great horned owl sitting on a roof, it just looks like there's a cat
Yeah.
sitting there.
Right.
And they're interested in the same prey.
You would think they'd be friends.
You would think they'd be friends.
Wait, do we know
Yes.
they're not?
Have you ever seen an owl and cat hanging out?
Isn't there something
but-
called The Owl and the Pussycat?
Oh yeah, we
Yes.
had that book. It was about an owl and a cat who get married.
See?
Well, there we
See,
go.
they
So-
are.
They fall in love
Yeah, someone else already.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
So they cough up the owl pellets.
They do, yes, on
Well,
their
then-
wedding night with the cat.
Well, then I don't know.
And you crush him under a heel.
yes, yeah,
Wrapped
they're
in a-
Jewish.
yeah.
Yes,
He'll be so excited to know that he's talking about owl barf, not owl poop. Unless Al poop
He'll be so
also
relieved.
feels like grass.
But wait, owls also poop, right? It's not like everything.
I don't.
Comes
Yeah,
and
I think
goes.
they.
Yeah.
The pellets are. It is like kind of like a hairball. I
Yeah,
think of just
see?
of like
Yeah.
bones and hair. And
But then
stuff.
also they're like,
They also
and by
poop.
the way, I poop. Yeah.
And I also poop.
I think
contain
he's
multitudes.
talking about owl pellets.
He's got to be.
Yeah. All right, Janet, do you have a podcast pal product pick?
They are owl pellets. I know this
Oh,
is
wow,
very
that's
unexpected,
crazy
but it's again
coincidence.
unplanned, but very, very, very fortuitous. No, in fact, I need to look it up, and I did not have a great internet connection, but I am super into this hand sanitizer, and I know that sounds like not that cool,
No, I think it's really cool.
So cool.
but it's for a person who travels a lot and maybe goes to Comic Cons and is like shaking a lot of hands and giving a lot of hugs and stuff. This is authentic off mic rummaging. That's
Wow.
valuable.
That's
in the
not even. That's
podcasting
not
world.
piped in.
It's very, very valuable. Hold on. I've got it. I've almost got it. And I'll tell you why it's so hard to locate right now. Because you know how usually, also I was on a shoot, so I had to bring everything I own in one tiny bag. You know how you're like, ugh, hand sanitizer. It takes up so much space. How am I? I'm a guy. What am I going to do? Walk around with hand sanitizer?
It looks like
This
a
is like the
credit
size
card.
of a credit card.
Ooh.
It's
that?
called, I think it's Noshinku. It's beautiful smells. Okay, this is lavendula, so it's like lavender, but there's like just like all those good like essential oil
Yeah.
smells that you want.
Can I
It smells
take a
great,
whiff of that?
and it's refillable, and you can get a little pouch, and you just pop the
Ooh.
top off, and you can refill it. And
I
it's just
like
a wonderful,
that.
easy,
Take a
slim, stick it in your pocket or
yeah.
a purse. Yeah,
Sounds
it's a good little guy. Noshinku, lavendula.
I love it.
But again, there's bergamot.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of smells you can
Is
explore.
that how we say bergamot? Is it
I don't
bergamot?
know. I have no
That
idea.
sounds- I mean, that
doubt
sounds
it.
fancy.
I'm sure you're saying it right.
You know what I want is your little phone case thing.
Oh yeah. Well, this is for a child,
Oh, is it?
as most of my belongings are. But it's very handy because it is also a wallet. Now,
Yeah.
the reason that this is helpful for me, and then you can close it with a little strap, is that I like to drop my phone all the time. So the credit cards and cash act as a padding. I drop this sucker. Nothing ever meets the glass. It never happens.
I like.
That's great.
I need to get
You're
one
protected
of those.
by your own wealth. Just like
The more money you have, the
Right.
safer your phone is.
your ivory tower.
yeah,
Look,
the
you just get
more
a bunch of
credit
ones,
card
I
debt
guess.
you have, the more
Or the more frozen yogurt punch cards you have.
the more folded up pieces of paper telling people what medications you're on if there's an emergency
Oh,
you
yeah.
have,
Oh, look, you
the
carry 'em with
safer
you.
your phone is.
Smart.
This is a bit of a just me or everyone in the middle of segment inception. I don't carry a wallet. I haven't for a very long time. I have like a little coin purse in my purse. But whenever I carried a wallet, it began to turn into like a Kramer style gigantic wallet with a bunch of paper in it, and it just takes up too much space.
George Costanza, not Kramer.
Fair.
Oh God.
I knew what you were talking about.
How
though.
embarrassing.
I knew what you were
That
talking
is
about.
embarrassing,
No,
though.
it's not that embarrassing.
No,
It's
listen,
not.
she could have been saying that the wallet, like George, went Kramer size.
Oh,
Yes.
It got so thick, it was the size of Kramer. That's what you meant.
That's what I meant.
He's a
Thank
tall
you.
man.
A mistake. It was
He's a tall guy.
absolutely on
Exactly.
purpose.
Yeah. When I entered the room with that wallet, it was like Kramer entering the
Right.
room, you know. Do you guys carry wallets?
I do.
I mean, I think Janet just carries her phone case,
You
right?
see now that I have my
Pretty,
phone case.
standard brown wallet.
Okay.
Same.
Man style wallet. Some men have a money clip. Many men have wallets.
I know. Yeah, I've seen the money clip.
Sounds
more
like
and
a,
more, but I like a wallet.
Like a proverb. Some men have a money clip. Many men have wallets.
And others will descend the mountain.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think if I know any man who has had a money clip for a long period of time. I feel like that's a thing where you're catching the man right after he's like, I realized I only need a money clip. Ask him in 2 months and he's going to be like, oh no, I
Right.
absolutely
But
need a
back to
wallet.
the wallet.
Absolutely needed a wallet.
the wallet works.
Yeah.
You know,
I have a wallet and I enjoy calling it a billfold because who says that?
Oh,
Yeah, billfold.
fun.
Absolutely.
It's such a
and I
dumb
should call
name.
my purse my pocketbook.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Refrigerator icebox. That's fun.
That's it.
Let's
That's
be
the limit of
old-timey,
our
yeah.
1950s knowledge.
I was like, wait, I know one too, but it was Icebox. Like, oh, we already did that one. Isn't there anything else?
Well, I feel like calling TV shows programs or
Yeah,
programs and
program.
Mm,
Oh, the
programs.
remote. You could call it a clicker.
Clicker.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. I don't know. Billfold's real good.
The
Yeah.
toilet
We came
commode.
out strong.
Commode, yeah.
Hard to beat Billfold. Billfold sounds so official. Like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. President. You carry a billfold?
And then, but is it like Velcro? Because I want it to be. If it's going to be a bill, I want it to be.
No, I'm sorry.
Like Quicksilver Velcro wallet that goes.
I'll buy one.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna check the time. Janet, you got to go.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to. Wait, give one last plug.
Yeah.
JV Club.
JV Club, check it out. Podcast I've been doing for, I don't know, 13 years.
You can go hear an episode with me.
You can
and I
certainly.
remember being like, damn, she's a really good interviewer.
That's so nice.
I felt very like I didn't think I was going to go that deep and talk about the stuff that people say to me, which makes me go, oh, I'm a good interviewer.
You're always dying to go deep.
No, I really did. I really felt disarmed.
I mean,
I'm very disarming. Is that true, Jordan?
It is
Who also
absolutely.
disarmed?
JV
Charmed
Club is a great show.
and
You'll
disarmed.
learn a lot about some of your favorite funny people.
Some
on
would
the
argue
JV
that
Club.
we should have just saved our entire conversation that we subjected our friends and listeners
Oh
to
my
on
God.
the past
I
episode
liked it.
for the
I know, it
JV
was
Club.
I know. I'm always like hesitant to talk about high school for some reason. It's like a little live wire.
Everyone
in my
is.
brain.
Well, that's what makes it so interesting. That's why I'm still doing it after all these years.
And then Pretty Pony. You guys still do that?
No. In
Okay.
fact, Cole still does, but I
Okay.
haven't been a part of that for a very long time. It's on the West Side.
Forget I said. I know. I was a monologist once, which was delightful.
Yeah.
That's where I embarrassingly talked about having recently just gotten some crowns, and I cannot believe I subjected people to that story. However, it was very fresh in my mind, and I didn't know what to talk about.
That's perfect. That's exactly what we're after.
Okay.
From a monologist.
But then he asked me a few more times to do it, and I wanted to, but I was like, I cannot go to Santa Monica tonight.
This
Are
is
you
the
on the West
plague
Side?
of no. That's why I'm not. I haven't done it for years. So.
Yeah, I felt really bad. Okay, so forget that. Forget all that.
But shout out to Pretty Pony, the West Side Collective. If you're on the West Side or the East Side, you don't mind driving, check out Cole Stratton's
But
Improv
Sketchfest
Sketchfest, yeah,
every
still
year,
going,
yeah.
still going.
The best.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any projects we're forgetting? I mean, you're doing tons of TV and stuff.
I just
but-
name dropped Roseburn.
Yeah.
That show is supposedly coming back, so we'll find out what happens with that. And then I do several other podcasts that we don't need to get into. We'll just keep it simple, keep it clean,
All right.
make it about the
but
JV
if they
Club.
Google
Just
Janet Varney,
Google
everything will
Janet.
come up.
Sure.
God's sake.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having me,
It
guys.
was
I feel so weird leaving midstream like this.
Actually, I was
No.
going to say I also kind of noted Janet's out time and planned for it.
Oh,
Would
you
mind
did.
If I did
Copy.
my little plugs as well. I can do my product too.
Oh,
Sorry.
I would not mind. Should we let Janet skedaddle and then
And
you
I'll
can do them?
mine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Let's take a quick break. Allison Rosen is your new best friend is supported by Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Tropical Smoothie Cafe believes you deserve a little vacay every day, not just once a year. Tropical Smoothie Cafe wants to celebrate summer with you. This week only, July 22nd to 28th, Tropic Rewards members get a free Island Punch smoothie with bowl or food purchase. Summer mocktail smoothies are back. They're more refreshing than ever, and they're only here for a limited time. I like the Island Punch smoothie, peach, guava, passion fruit, mango, and pineapple. The mango berry Cosmo smoothie and watermelon mojito smoothie are also delicious. Join them for a pineapple, mango, and watermelon soiree all summer long. Grab a refreshing Island Punch, mango berry Cosmo, and watermelon mojito mocktail smoothie and meet us poolside. Tropical Smoothie Cafe wants to celebrate summer with you. This week only, July 22nd to 28th, Tropic Rewards members get a free Island Punch smoothie with bowl or food purchase. Peach, guava, passion fruit, mango, and pineapple. Order in the app, online, or in cafe. You're on Tropic Time now.
Hey, it's Todd Perry from Allison's other podcast, Allison and Todd After Hours, and people are always telling me, Todd, I dig the show because it really helps with my love life. If you go to a sex store, they have multiple vibrators of different varying speeds, sizes,
Right. Shapes, materials.
veininess.
Right. Different vascularity for your vibrator.
Allison and Todd After Hours, new episodes twice a month at patreon.com/Allison and Todd.
And we're back. Okay, Jordan, what is your podcast pal product pick?
I was talking about graphic novels earlier. If you've already read Youth Group and you're like, I need more of these things, I just read a great one called Lunar New Year Love Story. It's by Jean Luen Yang and Luyen Pham. It is a kind of like spooky rom-com. It is a like girl, and she's got two hunky guys who are after her. One's kind of sweet and one's a little more brooding, but then she also sees the ghosts of Catholic saints. It's like a fun little twist on rom-coms. Gorgeous art, Gene Luen Yang, one of the best writers of graphic novels out there. Yeah, I totally loved it. So, if you check out Youth Group and you're like, ugh, I got to do more reading and looking at the same time.
That's the best.
Lunar
to
New
read
Year
and
Love
look at the
Story
same
is
time.
totally awesome.
What is it called again?
Lunar New Year Love Story. And it's great. And another good example of like, if you read a ton of comics, you'll realize how virtuosic it is. But if you only read comics occasionally, it's like a fun one and done story with a beginning, middle, and an end. And a fun way to jump in.
I was going to make a joke about reading and looking, but I instead will confess something genuine.
Ooh.
The times that I have read graphic novels, I've been like, this is a form that is different than what I usually read. And I don't know whether to, like, I'm so trained to just read the words first. Like,
Yeah.
how do you do it?
Yeah.
I don't mean how does one do it. I mean, how do you guys personally do it? Like, do you look at the pictures and then the words, or back and forth, or?
I'll usually get a sense of the picture, read the words, and then look at the picture. Like, I think it's like words first, but you want to get a sense of the context of the words.
Yeah,
it's sort
totally.
of weird. You sort of end up doing both, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that is the reason like why more people don't just check them out, because it's a little bit hard to lock in if you're just used to reading prose. But I think it can be so. It's a lovely, rewarding world of entertainment out there. But yeah, I think that's a good way to start yourself, of just like enjoy the page, enjoy the beautiful art, get a sense of what's going on, and then dive into that dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Well, Jordan, I'm going to let you, I know you have to go as well. And then Daniel and Tony and I are going to finish out with Just Me or Everyone.
We do another hour or two.
Probably I feel like I've got another 3 hours in me. Yeah. No, we have a few Just Me or Everyone voicemails that I want to get to.
Sure.
But thank you so much, Jordan.
Oh my gosh, thank you. This is always so much fun.
Tell everyone where they can find you and your book.
Yes, Youth Group, available wherever you get your books, or bit.ly/youthgroupbook. You can see the cover, check out some of Bo and McGurty's gorgeous art, and you get all your pre-order, or not, I shouldn't say pre-order, I should say order links there.
Yeah.
bit.ly/youthgroupbook. I hope you will check it out.
Did you do any of the Lincoln Rhett tour?
I did. Went to go to one of the good mythical tour stops in Chicago and did a little bit. So yeah, Rhett and Link, the great comedy YouTubers, they go on tour from time to time, and it's a goddamn extravaganza.
Nice.
And was
Chicago.
Emily...
I was just gonna say Chicago crowd's always the best too.
Chicago
if you
was
got
so
one
fun.
to
I think
do, that's the
everybody
one to do.
said that. I think
Yeah.
everybody said this has been the best crowd.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they were
cool.
wild and really fun.
Emily Fleming was on the tour, right?
She was, yeah. Emily Fleming did every stop of the tour, I think. She had like little bits that recurred in every show. And yeah, I think she loved it. They had a
Fun.
tour bus and everything.
Wow.
Well, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. I always love doing
Please
this.
come back soon.
I will.
Okay, wonderful.
Doesn't matter.
All right. Now it's just us.
Now we can
Finally.
talk shit.
Now we can finally talk about everything.
You want to know the truth about Janet Varney
And Jordan
and
Morris.
Jordan Morris?
I do.
They're swell people.
They're pretty nice.
Yeah.
Let's do... Wait, Tony, did you have a product pick?
Yeah, I'll throw one in. I just watched a new game show last night
What?
on Amazon that Patton Oswalt hosts called The 1% Club, and I really enjoyed it. All the questions are almost like, I don't want to call them riddles, but they're almost kind of always like trick questions. I'll try and pull an example if I can think of one, but I guess they have literally 100 contestants, and then everyone has to answer the same questions, and they asked all these questions to a bunch of people, and the question starts at a 90% question, meaning 90% of the population can answer this question. Next one is 80% of the
Ooh.
population can answer
interesting.
this. So, obviously then it
Right.
gets smaller and smaller. And it's very fun to play along with, and it makes you, they're all like brain teaser kind of
Right.
things almost or something. It's very fun.
That sounds really good. What's it called?
The 1% Club. It's on Amazon.
Let's watch that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I just watched a couple yesterday.
How far could you get?
It's weird. Like I watched 2, and in the first one I watched, I remember, I was like ashamed. I was like, I couldn't get the 80% one, but then it got down to like 30, and I was getting some of those. So it's like, it's kind of unpredictable.
Have you been playing? Did we already talk about it? Have you been playing Connections, that New York Times game?
I don't necessarily do it every day, but I do it fairly regularly.
Yeah, I've started. Have you played this at all, Daniel?
I think that once I did, and I'm like, not for me.
Well, so the first couple times I
It
did,
takes a second.
It was really hard. I thought it was hard.
Same.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden now I'm able to do all of them, and I'm like, have they gotten a lot easier? Or maybe I'm just getting used to how it works.
Well, if it's like the crossword, you start to see how they think, and so you can almost deduce what it is, even if you don't know what it is. So
that was kind of how I felt about this show. Was after a while, I was like, there's almost kind of always something to kind of make you think it's going this certain way. There's always some kind of trick in the question.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do Just Me or Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right. I believe we have some voicemails. Now, one of them is not a Just Me or Everyone. So don't play that one, even though you don't know which one that is.
Yeah, I don't just say I don't know what's what. So, you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's see what happens.
Hi, Allison and Swifty Daniel. This is Shannon from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and I have a JMO for you. Just me or everyone? I grew up thinking Caucasian was a fancy news anchor term for criminal. 6 foot Caucasian male, robbed a liquor store,
That's
waxing on Main Street, Oklahoma. Just me. Couldn't tell you how I was probably too old when I realized I'm Caucasian. Anyway, I hope you and the boys are doing well. All's good here in Oklahoma. Just trying to survive the heat. Again, this is Shannon in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Love the show.
Thank you, Shannon. I'm so glad she did the name sandwich because I was like, uh-oh. Then we got the name sandwich. TM. I had to have not had that experience of thinking Caucasian means criminal, but I love that.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a word that you would not use kind of in any other context.
Right.
It's like the way the weather people here in California refer to this as the Southland.
Yeah, I know nobody says
Never.
that.
No other context. Are you? Yeah.
I remember when I went to college realizing, oh my God, I'm in the Inland Empire.
Yeah.
Like that was, to me, was like the Southland.
Southland.
Yeah. It's a terrible name. Inland Empire. It's like really trying to like put lipstick on a turd.
Right.
On a
I don't
pig.
even know what that actually is. I've heard it, but I don't know what
The
it.
Inland Empire?
Yeah.
It's basically,
Like San
I
Bernardino
think it
County,
refers to all of those like farmland communities in the middle of California, sort of like between the Sierras and the coast.
Gotcha. Yeah. I've always heard it, but just brushed it off. Didn't
Right.
even question.
Right. I think we have another one.
Hi, Allison. My JMO is whenever I have a paper invitation to a party, I have to bring it with me to the party. I don't know why. I think I'm like, in case someone asks, like, if I have an invitation, which I've never been asked, but I cannot leave the house to go to the party without the invitation. Is that just me? Okay, bye.
It would be funny to have a party and then just as a goof, that doesn't matter, just ask everyone at the door
Right.
if they have, even if they're
Have
friends.
somebody working the door.
Yeah, or just be like, do you have an invitation? Okay, good.
That is my favorite Just Me or Everyone
Yeah.
that I've heard in a really long time. No, I don't have that, but I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. No.
It's been a long time since I've been invited to a party.
We can
I think
invite kids'
I would
parties.
bring it only if I needed directions or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but even
hilarious.
then, yeah, I guess. But even then, aren't you just going to type it into your phone? And
Yeah.
That's so funny. Those were wonderful Just Me or Everyone's. Please call yours in. Leave us a voicemail. We won't answer. That's our promise. 323-553-2331. And I would also like to take a moment to say, sign up for my Patreon if you have.
Patreon.
if you have the yearning to, if you have the yen.
Speaking of yen, we might be doing extra Patreon content
In Japan.
in Japan.
We probably will. Yeah. And did you know that yen means desire?
Yen?
That's why I said if you have the yen. Yeah. I mean, that's not where the word for Japanese money comes from. But I believe a yen is a desire. I
did
just
not
looked
know
this
that.
up recently. Yeah. So anyway, but if you have the yen or the yen, sign up, won't you please? Ads are very thin. So this is kind of like if you like the podcast, you can directly support it. And that's how I'm keeping it going. So thank you to everyone who stepped up. It means the world to me. I also have a Substack. It is
Substack.
It's very popular. Get in before you can't. AllisonRosen.sub. I'm a bestseller. It doesn't mean much, but I have a badge. AllisonRosen.substack.com. All right. Daniel,
Yes.
anything? Where do we find you?
Find me at Instagram, mostly, at Daniel Quantz, Quantz, and that's where you will be delighted by things I post.
Is that a promise?
Oh, no, you probably won't be.
Okay. And Tony?
I truly am doing nothing of note right now. I'll have some stuff coming up, but nothing. I feel like I barely even post online anymore.
This is
Solid. All right,
Hey,
guys.
I'm just telling you the truth.
No, I
I'm
like
so
the
envious.
naked truth. Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go.